Another Web3 social app has, gained a lot of traction and popularity with Farcaster. What are your thoughts on that model, and how is it different from Lens?
I think their model is quite heavily reliant on the federated infrastructure and then using some of the primitives on chain. I personally think that all these blockchain-based models are going to have like three challenges. Obviously, I mean it's a typical like blockchain scalability trilemma between scalability, the costs, and decentralization. So based on these three kind of like things, every protocol that aims for decentralization or decentralized social has to think about. I do think down the line that there's a lot of benefits that comes on utilizing a lot of the blockchain and on-chain infrastructure, not just for the payments role, but creating the ability to establish identity ownership, creating links between users, and truly owning audiences, and just doubling down on the composability, that the more things are on chain, the more composable they are with other protocols. And I think that we probably will see more things being built in Web3 social, and the bigger mission is actually to figure out how do we actually get the masses and can convert more audiences from the traditional centralized models and leap into the decentralized decentralized future. And I do think that to succeed, it's going to rely a lot also not just on the protocol but on the application layer. And on the application layer, I think we have to see a lot of novel new experiences that people come and build, and those new kind of social spaces that are basically by default based on decentralized technology could be the way to actually take this technology for mainstream. And I do believe that social will grow faster and get faster adoption into mainstream than, for example, DeFi. I think finance is so fragile, and you have to have a mature financial system to get adoption and technology. And we're not there yet. So we might be there in a half or a decade. But social can actually move faster. We pretty much have a lot of things. And what we're working now with on Lens, we're focusing on the scalability aspect. So how do we scale Lens so that it can actually host millions of users and transactions simultaneously? Because you can't really run a social network where you have only, let's say, 10, 20, 50,000 transactions, per second. That's just, the peak of some of these social platforms can be 30 million transactions per second. So the level of scalability has to be very wide, and that's what we're focusing now. And the next things we're also focusing is the privacy aspect, and figuring that out as well, and giving just more choices for developers to build on Lens. And build these amazing experiences. So we're very early in the space, but I think over time it's going to be like a marathon to win bigger audiences in the future.